Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back with another video, and today we are doing something a little bit different, just a little bit different. As you guys can see, we've got Will with us, and this is going to be a new installment on the channel where we have a cup of tea with you guys, and we'll talk about certain things. It's going to be kind of like a podcast format in a sense.
Yeah, more like a podcast than anything else.
If we're being honest, we have no idea what we're going to talk about in this video. We've scalped through some of the UK news headlines. We figured we might talk about some of our personal lives, things like that. But this is something I want to do every week where we catch up over tea. So if you guys have any specific topics you would like for us to discuss in the future installments, please put them in the comments down below. And yeah, grab yourself a cup of tea, pause the video. Some of you probably won't even have to. Some of you already have
probably already in their laps.
Yeah. I have a Earl Grey, and Will has green tea?
The green tea.
So I don't think you're going to need milk for that, but I'm going to need some, so
definitely
pass me that. I hope you guys like this setup. We've got these two kettles over here. I don't know if that one's in the frame. Maybe bring it over a bit.
Yeah, that's in there.
Okay.
Good.
But yeah, here's for the... That was a lot of milk.
It's going to be strong.
We've also got our biscuits, so we've got some just regular McVitie's tea crackers, and then a couple Tim Tams because they're Tim Tams, like we have to have Tim Tams. Getting straight into the video, there has been a lot of different changes recently in our lives. The first one, which you guys have seen, which was actually my last video, the new channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you guys go subscribe. It's called More JPS. Posted my first couple videos on there, but yeah, that's been a huge change. Like I'm something I wanted to do for a while, and it's just really freeing to be able to finally do it, and I'm super excited to see where it goes. Will's been super busy. He's been
very busy.
Tell him about that. Tell him about organic chemistry.
Oh yeah, organic chemistry. It's our second exam. It's we spent like 3 days studying, and it's still very hard. A hard exam after all that studying. It's just really hard.
Yeah, Will's a biochemistry major, and this year he has to take organic chemistry, and it's like, I remember last year I had some friends who also were taking organic chemistry, and it was just constant. They were just constantly complaining about how difficult the class was. It's really one of those weed out classes where
for the chemistry, bio, and biochemistry majors, it's
they all have to take it, and that really, I feel like if you get through that class, then you're set for the major.
Yeah, more or less.
But the kids who don't,
yeah,
that's what weeds them out. So I wanted to talk about some things related to UK news. I don't know how political we're going to get in this video. You guys know me. I don't really like to talk politics or get into specific things about politics just because I know certain people feel very emotional about politics, and it can become something where you literally make enemies with someone over politics, which is something I never have felt like it should be that way. It certainly is that way in the United States. We have such a split between the two ideologies. I know there's a lot of different parties in the UK, but it's still, just based on the comment sections, it seems as if there is certainly a divide, a political divide, and a lack of empathy and compassion for people who have different views than you. And that's not something that's unique to the UK or the United States. That's just a human thing. I mean, we have tribalism, and that's been around since the beginning of time, but that's why we probably are going to try and avoid getting into things that are too political, but there are some things in the news that we certainly have to address if we're going to talk about the United Kingdom. And the first thing, probably not the most prominent, but the most relevant to Will and I,
the most important one to us,
will be the Tesco meal deal. So, as you guys know, the Tesco meal deal is the 3 for 3, 3 items for £3, a drink, bag of chips, and a sandwich. And recently,
not anymore,
they raised the prices. So, I read somewhere where it says, Tesco meal deal, price shoots up to £3.90. How much has it gone up by? Some are saying it's £3.40, some are saying £3.90, maybe the £3.40 is with the club card. Regardless, this does say a lot about the United Kingdom and inflation, which is something that we're also going through. Some could even argue that we're in a recession right now. I certainly would make that argument. But it does say a lot about the economy in the United Kingdom, and it's just unfortunate. I know a lot of you are going through some rough times right now, so I wish the best for everyone watching this video. But that's something that I feel like that's similar to what we have in the United States with Arizona iced tea. Arizona iced tea has always been 99 cents. It's made it through the housing boom and the housing fall, like the bubble of 2008. It's still 99 cents now with gas prices almost $4. That's something that is just, it's always going to be that way. And that's part of the marketing of Arizona. But it's just interesting. It just shows how dire the economic circumstances are in the United Kingdom when Tesco has to raise the price of something so solid like the meal deal. That's something that everyone, like, we could just tell throughout our trip that it's just just how the Tesco works. I feel like it's just a cornerstone to society, honestly. Like, it's just something that all the workers can rely on, whether you're blue collar, white collar, just everyone, boom, 3 pounds. And it's such a great deal. Even if they raise it, like, I feel like as long as it's under 5 pounds, it was a shock to me. It's a pretty good deal, in my opinion. Definitely a big shock when I found that out. Yeah, some of you guys were telling me in the comments. I was like, what? No way. It's crazy just to think that. We can talk about some other news, which is something you guys have also talked about in a bit of embarrassment, and it's the fact that the United Kingdom will have gone 5 prime ministers in just 6 years. That's a lot. So after being the laughingstock, and we probably still are a bit of the laughingstock of the world, considering our past 2 presidencies. Once again, we're not going to get into politics, but regardless of your political stance, you can definitely see how the world doesn't really... There's a lot of jokes that have been made over the past couple of years, and whether or not they're warranted is dependent on how you feel about the presidents, but it kind of makes me laugh about the UK, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have been and were laughing when we had our mishaps, to say the least. But mishaps, that's a good word for it. Yeah, that's the best word to put it. But yeah, it was a resignation on Thursday. I think it was last Thursday. Liz Truss only spent 6 weeks in office as the prime minister, and she resigned. And that just shows, I guess that shows how chaotic, like, the politics in Britain are. It's the last time we've been in school this year. Yeah. 6 weeks is quick. I mean, she probably had gone through all, like, the training, and they showed her office and said no thanks. Set her up. She said, might as well not even. The moving truck probably was just getting done and getting ready to go, and she said, no. Load them back up. We're out of here. See, I am cracking jokes, but this is all in satire, guys. I am wishing the best, and we all know Boris. I know most of you, I don't really think were big fans of Boris from what I was hearing, and there was a lot of... I remember in the Cotswolds, do you remember that figure, like the little statue we saw, where it was like Boris with like the ghost face? It's in one of the vlogs. The ghost face, yeah. It's when we went into that little sheep. I remember that. Yeah, so... Another thing we certainly will be steering very clear from on this installment will be Brexit, because Brexit, to me, I feel like Brexit is what Democrats and Republicans are in the United States. You have the pro-Brexiters and the people who wanted to stay in the EU. The problem with it is it's such a complex situation. Like, you cannot get a clear or definite answer on why Brexit occurred. What were the things leading up to it? Like, there's just so many different factors that go into it. So I feel like having an argument with someone you don't agree with can just it could go on forever, which is why it's such a divisive thing. And that's the same thing with Democrats and Republicans. There's so many economic factors that lead to different things that people want to simply ignore and just choose one thing and say, oh, this is the end-all be-all for why this is the way it is. They're just holding on to one thing can really change it. Yeah, like us talking about Brexit on this would not really help anyone. Yeah, it wouldn't help nothing. It just wouldn't. And that's another thing. I want you guys to comment down below. Again, this is just a completely testing the waters video. I have no idea what we're doing. But if you guys don't want us to talk about politics at all, I'd be completely okay with that. I understand that you're constantly bombarded by news every day. So if you want us to talk about maybe satire subjects, maybe we could just... You guys could drop some topics down below, and we could just go off tangents and this, that. Like, comment it down below. I was trying to find some like news sources right now, but I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to do that. But I'm sure we'll have plenty of recommendations of like sources we can look at. That'll be help with this kind of stuff. I'm sure people are gonna want us to talk about the next trip. Oh yeah, we've had a lot of talk about that. Lots of ideas up in the air. Yeah, we have a lot of things up in the air with the next trip. We want to bring Mac and Cameron as well, but as you guys know, that is a big logistical problem. It's much easier to, not just like logistic wise, but also cost wise, to bring 2 people across the pond than 4. But regardless,
it would be a lot of fun though.
We are going back regardless next year, for sure. Flight prices will be down as well, so that'll help. And we're gonna just not go back to any place that we were at.
Yeah, there's so many other places.
There was so much that we had to skip or pass through just because we were on such tight time constraints that it's honestly going to be a completely different trip.
Yeah, I'm super interested in like the coast. I really want to see that.
Yeah,
we didn't see any of that. Only Edinburgh kind of got close to it, but it's like more the north end.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a lot of like other things around the coast that would be really cool to look at.
The southwest English coast I've heard a lot about. There's Cornwall and Brighton down there. Brighton, I don't know if we're going to go to Brighton because I've heard honestly some bad things. I've heard it's like really touristy and kind of stony beach. Again, this is simply just rumors and what I've heard, so it's not the truth, and that doesn't mean we're not going to go to Brighton, but I have heard that it's kind of just like the Disney World of the UK. Wouldn't really have a beach that everyone goes to, like, because there's just so much coastline.
Wow.
Everyone has their respective area, every state. Every state honestly has multiple.
Has a beach, yeah.
Well, aside from the middle. The landlocked states.
As you get closer to like the New England, you get like the rockier beaches.
Yeah, so with the United States on the East Coast, the Northeast Coast, not only are the beaches relatively rocky, but the water is cold even during the summer.
It's very cold, yeah, bone chilling.
I've been up to the Cape of Massachusetts over the summer, and I remember the water was just freezing, like middle of July, freezing water, and that's probably what Britain's gonna be like.
Probably.
Think about it. It'll be colder, honestly. I bet everyone was at the beach the day we landed when it was like 100 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Everyone was there.
Perfect day for it. Might have been too hot. People passing out on the beach at 100 degrees over there.
I'm looking at electricity prices because this is something that's been brought up not only in the comment section but on Patreon. On Patreon, you have a feature where you can message me directly and we can have conversations and things like that. And people have been telling me like the electricity prices in the United Kingdom are just sky high. It's just energy. The energy prices are super high, and it says 28 UK energy suppliers have gone bust since 2021. And that's down to them having a business model that couldn't cope with an increase in wholesale prices. And yeah, that's true. So when suppliers go bust, the consumers are the ones who have to eat the costs. And it looks like that's what's happening. So very unfortunate. I hope the prices go down. Of course, we're no foreigners to high prices.
No, not at all.
That's something we're dealing with right now here.
Gas.
It's gone down, but it's still... And to you guys are like, whoa, what do you mean? It's like, for us, we're paying $3.60 a gallon. I think in the UK, the equivalent is like $9 a gallon. You guys do it by liters because you have the mix of the metric system for some odd reason. Yeah. It's everything. I mean, you just notice it in every walk of life. Fast food, that burger you used to get is $3 more now. I mean, Chipotle, I remember it used to be $7.50 for a chicken burrito bowl. Now it's over $10. And that's the thing. It's not even just that. It's like there's just certain things, like the chicken wing shortage.
Yeah.
It's been going on for months. We haven't had chicken, like, oh, poor us, we haven't had chicken wings. But seriously, there's just random items where the supply chain just forgets it exists. And boom.
Spikes.
Some of it is also companies taking complete advantage of the situation. They don't have the COVID excuse anymore, really. The COVID excuse, because I actually worked in a restaurant, they would make up, and I'm not saying COVID didn't cause supply chain issues, obviously it did, but there was, like, they were saying the littlest things, like, it was an excuse for anything. Now I guess inflation's the excuse. All right, let's talk about the new prime minister. So going back to that, Rishi Sunak, I hope I pronounced that right. That's Britain's new prime minister. And it also says he's the richest prime minister ever. So I'm curious, what do you guys think about him? Reported net worth of £730 million. Oh my God.
That's a lot.
Personally, guys, if you guys want to hear my political opinion, I don't like any politician. I think that every politician is inherently corrupt. And I'm not really a big fan of... There's no politician that's ever grabbed my attention and I've been like, oh, I really want to support this person. Like, I don't know. I'm very apolitical. I feel certain ways about certain topics, which if you guys wanted us to get into, we could, but I don't know if we want to turn this into that kind of thing. Like,
kind of makes sense. Donald Trump was the richest U.S. president.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well,
some parallels.
Some parallels.
Could be a lot of interesting things that he does that we can talk about.
Yeah, that's gonna give us a lot of content, I'm sure. If you guys wanted to. Oh, let's talk about the house.
Which one?
We haven't really talked about how much we've enjoyed living in the house since we moved in.
The biggest thing is like the chore list we've got going on.
Yeah, guys, we made a chore list. It's on a rolling and rotating basis. So every night there will be a different person who cooks the meal, does dishes, does the trash, and then we rotate trash and vacuum each night. Before, there were some specific people who didn't want to hold up their weight.
Yeah, we won't call them out.
So we had to make a chore list in order to provide some structure for the chores. We're not going to say any names, but...
I don't think we have to go that far, but we did.
We don't.
We have to go that far.
Man, Tim Tams are so good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We could make one of these videos and only talk about Tim Tams.
We should make a video making a Tim Tam.
Making it?
Yeah.
Like from scratch?
Yeah, that's close as we can get.
Bro, we'd not get close at all.
We wouldn't get close at all.
We definitely have to make videos of us trying to cook things, though.
Yeah.
I think a Yorkshire pudding would make for an interesting video.
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
That's hard, yeah.
You know, the ingredients, but you have to get the bread just right.
But I don't know if our oven would be good enough.
Maybe not.
This isn't really news, but something to look forward to. Next fall, Cameron and I turn 21.
Yep, we'll be 21. Mac and I are like a bit after that.
Mac and Will are so young. They're not going to turn 21 until summer of
like right
2024.
Senior year, yeah.
Is it summer of 2024?
Yeah.
Oh, God, bro.
It'll be a long time. Long time.
That's a politician I would vote for. Someone who would change the drinking age to 18. See, I take back what I said. There is a possibility that I could support a politician. Heavily support.
Make it like
I'm talking grassroots funding. I would throw everything at this guy. I'd have.
It has to be you.
He would win every election, man. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Everyone in between 18 and 21.
Yeah, he's getting all of our votes, man.
Got them all. The largest spike in young voters you've ever seen.
But he'd fix that problem. Well, problem. He'd make the drinking age 18, but then he would be probably the worst politician in history in every other way. Like, the economy would go down the drain. People would be jobless on the street. But listen, we'd be able to drink. That's all that matters. So,
But listen.
Priorities, people, priorities.
You don't gotta wait too much longer, so.
We don't have to wait that much longer. For me, it's only a year. But for Will, over a year and a half. I won't rub it in, but yeah, that's actually... A lot can change in over a year and a half.
No.
Over a year and a half ago, we were in high school. That's a lot of time.
Just out of high school.
Oh, yeah, but it is. I feel like living in a house is so nice because you're so autonomous. Like, no one is forcing you to do anything. So it does teach you a lot about being independent and structuring your days, getting your work done, being productive. So we're ready to tackle adulthood.
Yeah.
When it comes at us. And
got a head start.
I'm sure it's going to come at us pretty quickly after graduation. Yeah, we're excited. We're all in the process right now of we're looking at internships to get next summer.
But yeah, those are hard to get.
They're very difficult. They're super competitive, but it's like a kind of like a part-time thing with the company. They train you and you work for them for just a few months temporarily, and then oftentimes if you do a good job, they hire you after graduation. So it's a great way to get a secure job offer.
It's a way to find what you like in the field by trying out like a specific job. And you can do other internships, do other specific jobs, so you can find out if you like them or not. It's kind of a good way to narrow down what your career wants to be.
And I know with both of our majors, we have a lot of different options for our careers.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things I could do.
He's biochemistry, so he could work in a lab, he could do research.
Pharmaceutical.
All types of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's also graduate school options too for you. And then for me, I'm information systems or IT.
Endless with that.
You guys know the IT world is insane. I mean, there's probably over 100 different jobs that I could get after graduation. Maybe even more, honestly. But it's exciting. We're ready to enter the workforce and enter the 9-to-5 rat race. Let's go. Nah, I don't think I think as long as we enjoy what we're doing and we're happy, that's what matters.
Yeah.
but it certainly will bring up some existential crisis here and there.
You're gonna get yourself a car.
Yeah.
Have 2 cars.
Oh, see, that'll make me happy. If you're making money and you can enjoy yourself, then that's good. But money does not buy happiness. I think some of the most sad people are like the really extremely rich people with like no friends.
Yeah, because you need relationships.
Like they might be more depressed than a homeless family that loves each other.
Yeah.
That's deep. Like that's insane. That's how important like interpersonal relationships are. You would have to pay people to be friends, and then that would be even more depressing because you know they're not even genuine. That's wow, that's crazy. Oh, Halloween's coming up.
Oh, Halloween.
Let's talk about our costumes. So, what day is today?
Today is Thursday.
So today's Thursday. It's what,
Halloween
the 27th? I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
We're filming this on the 27th. It's going to be out on Friday the 28th, most likely. And Halloween, as you guys know, is Monday. And college kids and Halloween, they tend to go well together.
They go very well together.
It's like a perfect match. Especially this time around because Halloween's on a Monday. Last year was on a Sunday, which was even better, but Monday's still not bad. You guys know college kids like to have fun on weekends. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And what's your costume? Tell them, explain them. Oh, it's the same one as last year?
Yeah, last year I had a good one. We're going to have a different crowd this year, so I'm just going to go with the same one. I'm going to be a mad scientist.
Yeah, but
or
who
Bill
specifically?
Nye. Bill Nye.
Would they know who Bill Nye is? Probably.
Probably, yeah. They should.
So explain your costume, like the entirety of it.
Yeah, so we got the blue lab coat.
We'll start from the bottom up. There's no shirt underneath.
That's not the bottom. That's the top.
That is true. Well, there is no bottom. Well, okay.
There is a bottom, yeah. I don't remember what shoes I wore last year. I think I wore like black shoes, some dress pants, a belt, and then just a lab coat. Maybe throw on what is it called, bow tie.
And the
Just
goggles.
Bill Nye does it, yeah, and goggles.
The scientific goggles and the beaker.
I'll be carrying a beaker around all night, yeah.
He carries a beaker with liquid in it, chemical liquid for his testing.
Chemicals.
Yeah.
Like a scientist would. Like Bill Nye does. He taught me.
He has to fit the entire character. I mean, it'd be wrong not to have something in the beaker, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for me, I'm going as the Grim Reaper.
Science jokes I can make.
Last year, Mac and I, we had the terrible costumes. We went as pizza workers, like just pizza employees for this big pizza chain. And we wore like khaki pants, button-up shirts, and then we put a sticker and put pizza on it. And we were planning on going to the dining hall and getting an actual slice of pizza, putting it in a Ziploc bag, and taping it to our shirts. Thankfully, the dining hall was closed and they didn't have the pizza.
Thankful for that.
That would have been the dumbest thing ever. But this year, I got my hooded, it's like a Grim Reaper. It's like a hooded black cloak. So, I don't know. It's just, the costumes are so expensive. Yeah. Like, we went to this party store and they were charging $50 for just some fabric. And people buy it. I mean, the Grim Reaper thing was like $20. I was like, okay, you know.
Yeah, I made mine. The lab coat was like probably like 25. Beaker was
made it?
12. Well, I like DIY'd it.
Oh, okay.
I just bought like certain pieces from all over the place.
Yeah.
I didn't get like a set.
That's smart because the sets, they just market it.
There's so much more.
Rip off. But yeah, we're excited for Halloween. It's going to be a fun one. We might have to record a little bit. We'll record like some Halloween activities. I think we're going to carve a pumpkin. Comment down below what you guys are going to do for Halloween. I'm curious. I think the United States celebrates Halloween a bit more heavily than the UK, but the Halloween celebrations are still there. And you guys have bonfire/Guy Fawkes night. It was like that guy who was attempting to like blow up Parliament or something crazy. I forgot. I reacted to a video about it last year, but yeah, we'll have to look into it again. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys thought of this. I think we're gonna call it a day. We've been talking for a bit now. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this video and this installment on the channel. Do you guys want me to continue with it? Do you want us to have more people in the video, like Mac? I don't know if Cameron would want to be in the video, but we can ask him. He's camera shy, guys.
Very.
But yeah, just let me know. Also, regarding the topics, what exactly would you guys be looking for with that. And there's not much else to say. We enjoyed having a cup with you guys, so thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. With that being said, guys, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.